Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 fastest dying states in the United States in 2024. The US population continues to increase year after year. In the past decade, the country saw a 6.3% increase. So why are some states seeing a decrease in their population? Some of it has to do with the economy of each particular state. When there aren't job opportunities, people leave. But another chunk of it is the lack of educational growth opportunities. In general, each state tries to accommodate the majority of the population. So, if your state is filled with older generations and you're in a younger generation, you'll probably notice that schooling opportunities are lacking while retirement communities are in full bloom. We looked into this phenomenon and found out which states people just don't want to live in anymore, and then discovered the reason why. From being too expensive to live there anymore to retirees living out their dream of retiring on a beach, there are lots of different reasons people are leaving these states. Keep watching to find out. People move for a variety of reasons. Lower taxes, better job opportunities, warmer weather. But whatever the reason, they all have the same goal. They just want to live somewhere that's going to improve their current quality of life. This is why these 10 states are losing residents faster than gaining them. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 fastest dying states in the United States in 2024. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 fastest dying states in the United States in 2024. Number 10. Connecticut. Population change, minus 0.21%. No of residents who moved, minus 7,378. Where they moved to New York, Florida, and Massachusetts. Connecticut is the southernmost state in the New England region of the northeastern United States. It borders Rhode Island to its east, Massachusetts to its north, New York to its west, and Long Island Sound to its south. Its capital is Hartford, and its most populous city is Bridgeport. Connecticut is not just a pioneer, but a world leader in aerospace manufacturing and shipbuilding. In just a year, 0.21% of Connecticut's population pieced out of the state. The majority of them went to New York, which tells us one thing: they were chasing a new job. The sad part is that even if all 7,378 of those ex-residents moved to New York, it still wouldn't make much of a difference in that state's declining population. Number 9. Louisiana. Population change, minus 0.24%. No of residents who moved, minus 11,184. Where they moved to, Texas, Mississippi, and Florida. Louisiana is a state in the deep south and south-central regions of the United States. It borders Texas to the west, Arkansas to the north, and Mississippi to the east. Of the 50 U.S. states, it ranks 20th in land area and 25th in population, with roughly 4.6 million residents. Louisiana is known for many festivals such as the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, Bayou Country Superfest, Essence Music Festival, Festival International, Voodoo Experience, and its most famous, Mardi Gras. Louisiana said goodbye to 11,184 residents last year. And Texas welcomed the majority of that 0.24% with open arms. Louisiana may have voodoo and gumbo, but what the state is lacking in is job opportunities. That's why the majority of those residents are packing up and moving out. Number 8. New Jersey. Population change, minus 0.30%. No of residents who moved, minus 26,330. Where they moved to, Pennsylvania, New York, and Florida. New Jersey is a northeastern U.S. state with some 130 miles of Atlantic coast. Jersey City, across the Hudson River from Lower Manhattan, is the site of Liberty State Park, where ferries embark for nearby Ellis Island, with its historic Immigration Museum and the iconic Statue of Liberty. The Jersey Shore includes notable resort towns like historic Asbury Park and Cape May, with its preserved Victorian buildings. Sure, New Jersey is getting quite a few residents coming in from New York. But the state is also losing quite a bit more residents. With 26,330 residents leaving, you'd have to think there's something going on with New Jersey. But really, the leading reason for leaving is for a new job. Number 7. Hawaii. Population change, minus 0.33%. Know of residents who moved, minus 4,619. Where they moved to, California, Texas, and Washington. Hawaii is an island state of the United States, in the Pacific Ocean about 2,000 miles southwest of the U.S. mainland. Hawaii is known for its beautiful beaches, some of them with unusual colors. Many beaches are filled with white sand, but other Hawaiian shores are covered with green, red, pink, and even black sand. Whether you like hiking, biking, kayaking, sailing, swimming, or just sitting on the beach, Hawaii is the state for you. Hawaii, otherwise known as Paradise, is one of the states losing residents at an alarmingly high rate. In fact, a whopping 4,619 residents moved out last year. But they're not moving that far away. The majority find a new home in California. While California is known to be one of the more expensive states to live in, it's cheap compared to the cost of living in Hawaii. When paradise comes at such a high cost, is it really even paradise anymore? Unless you win the lottery, you might have to find a new paradise to enjoy. Number 6. Mississippi. Population change, minus 0.35%. Know of residents who moved, minus 10,381. Where they moved to, Tennessee, Texas, and Georgia. Mississippi is a southern U.S. state with the Mississippi River to its west, the state of Alabama to its east, and the Gulf of Mexico to the south. Its Mississippi Delta region is considered the birthplace of blues music, honored at the Delta Blues Museum in Clarksdale. Also in the region is the Vicksburg National Military Park, preserving the site of a critical Civil War battle. Out with Mississippi and in with Tennessee. And it all boils down to one thing: income tax. An outstanding number of residents are leaving Mississippi behind in the dust, 10,381 to be exact. While the majority of them named income tax as the main reason, there are a few other reasons as well. There just aren't enough job opportunities in Mississippi to keep that 0.35% of the population around. And when it comes to entertainment for after-work life, well, you can forget about that. They flee to the Smoky Mountains doesn't seem so outrageous. Number 5. Vermont. Population change, minus 0.37%. Know of residents who moved, minus 2,310. Where they moved to, Florida, New York, and New Hampshire. Vermont is a state in the northeastern United States, known for its natural landscape, which is primarily forested. Part of the New England region, it's also known for being home to more than 100 19th-century covered wooden bridges, and as a major producer of maple syrup. Thousands of acres of mountain terrain are crossed by hiking trails and skiing slopes. Ah, Vermont. It doesn't get any better than fresh maple syrup and a snowy backdrop. Or does it? According to 2,310 residents, it does get better. So what's so different about Florida? The weather is a given. But really, the 0.37% decrease in Vermont's population can be attributed to the high cost of living. With fewer taxes to pay, Vermont residents are kissing their white Christmases goodbye while saying hello to the sunshine. Number 4. New York. Population change, minus 0.45%. Know of residents who moved, minus 88,648. Where they moved to, New Jersey, Florida, and Pennsylvania. New York is a state in the northeastern U.S., known for New York City and towering Niagara Falls. NYC's island of Manhattan is home to the Empire State Building, Times Square, and Central Park. The Brooklyn Bridge connects Manhattan with the borough of Brooklyn. The iconic Statue of Liberty stands in New York Harbor. To the east, Long Island has beaches, the Montauk Lighthouse, the ritzy Hamptons, and Fire Island. Frank Sinatra must be rolling over in his grave today. Instead of moving to New York, people are moving out of it. In fact, 88,648 residents left the state in their rearview mirrors last year. That adds up to a 0.45% decrease in the state's population. And guess where they're moving to? New Jersey. We'll give you a minute to pick your jaw up off the ground. That's right. New Yorkers are finding their futures lie in the rival state. Why? The homes are bigger for less. In addition, you can get a yard in New Jersey. Sometimes having one park for an entire city just isn't a big enough playground. Number 3. Illinois. Population change, minus 0.54%. No of residents who moved, minus 69,259. Where they moved to, Indiana, Florida, and California. Illinois is a Midwestern state bordering Indiana in the east and the Mississippi River in the west. Nicknamed the Prairie State, it's marked by farmland, forests, rolling hills, and wetlands. Chicago, one of the largest cities in the U.S., is in the northeast on the shores of Lake Michigan. It's famous for its skyscrapers, such as sleek, 1,451 feet Willis Tower and the Neo-Gothic Tribune Tower. With the Illinois population falling 0.54%, you might be quick to assume that the state is expensive when it comes to housing. However, the majority of residents left for better job opportunities. Out of the 69,259 residents who left, the majority escaped to Indiana. Chicago residents who want to enjoy the city life without all of the high taxes and housing that's more bang for their buck find all that just over the state border. Those who move just over the border still enjoy the same time zone, TV stations, sports teams, and even similar commute times. Number 2. West Virginia. Population change, minus 0.76%. No of residents who moved, minus 13,685. Where they moved to, Ohio, Virginia, and Maryland. West Virginia is an eastern U.S. state in the tree-covered Appalachian Mountains. The town of Harper's Ferry, where the Shenandoah River meets the Potomac River, is the site of a famous Civil War-era raid. Surrounded by a National Historical Park, the town looks as it did in the 19th century, with many of the buildings open to the public as living history museums. West Virginia lost 13,685 residents last year. What was once a coal miner's dream is now a barren land with a dwindling coal industry. As fewer and fewer coal trains go by in West Virginia, young dreamers are moving to Ohio with hopes of striking gold, taking with them their future children that would have helped West Virginia's population crisis. Unfortunately, that's the least of the state's worries. With the continued population decrease, the state is looking at losing a congressional seat in the next election. They need to mine their way out of this hole quickly. Number 1. Alaska. Population change, minus 0.80%. No of residents who moved, minus 5,893. Where they moved to, California, Florida, and Texas. Alaska is a non-contiguous U.S. state on the northwest extremity of North America. It borders the Canadian province of British Columbia and the Yukon Territory to the east. It shares a western maritime border in the Bering Strait with Russia's Chukotka Autonomous Okrug. Alaska is known for its wide open spaces, abundant outdoor experiences, and Alaskan native culture. Alaska is also one of the best places in the world in which to view the northern lights. Just from a glance, you might make the assumption that people are leaving Alaska and moving to California because they're sick of the cold. But really, it has to do with the economy. People who moved there originally for the oil boom 40 years ago are now moving to live out the beach retirement dream. And really, the state doesn't offer much to the younger generation. So when they leave for college, they tend not to come back. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your thoughts on the top 10 fastest dying states in the United States in 2024 in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too.